The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates reveal Sharon Newman and Nick Newman are currently having a great time in London alongside their family. Faith Newman, Christian Newman, and Noah Newman are no doubt enjoying the family time too. Might Nick and Sharon will return with a huge secret? Prior to Nick embarking on his journey, he shared some updates with Victoria Newman, who had a thought-provoking reaction. While Victoria first implied that Nick might benefit from stepping away from Sharon and her ongoing drama, she later proposed that perhaps Sharon was meant to be in his life. Having witnessed the dynamic between Nick and Sharon for quite some time, Victoria understands the deep bond they share. Even though Nick insists on maintaining a platonic relationship, Victoria recognized that this trip could potentially alter their situation. Meanwhile, Sharon can finally find some peace after enduring 2 kidnapping incidents and a host of other challenges in recent months. This journey could rejuvenate Sharon and strengthen her connection with Nick as they share quality family time. However, it's likely that Nick and Sharon will also carve out some moments for themselves. One can easily envision them getting caught up in a romantic encounter, especially while Noah, Faith, and Christian are off enjoying their own adventures. Will they succumb to a passionate kiss behind closed doors? Is it possible that their chemistry might lead them to take their relationship to the next level? Victoria hinted that this London trip could be a pivotal moment for Nick and Sharon, so that's definitely worth considering. When Nick and Sharon return home, they might be harboring a significant secret regarding their relationship. Even if viewers don't witness this potential romance unfold during their time in London, Y&R could eventually allow Sharon and Nick to reminisce about their experiences. It wouldn't be difficult to create a staged flashback depicting the couple heating things up in a London hotel room. Sharon and Nick will need to determine whether to keep their London encounter under wraps or embrace it as the beginning of a new romantic journey. Upcoming spoilers indicate that they may face some challenging choices about their future, so stay tuned for more updates on these former lovers. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. At Crimson Lights, Kyle chats with Billy about his return to Abbott. When Kyle asks Billy about his new venture, his uncle admits there are still things they are working out. It may not be his first media venture rodeo, but he's planning on showing the old dog some new tricks. Kyle asks if he's confident he can pull it off. This offends Billy, but Kyle is sincere. He knows that building a company from the ground up is a lot of work. Billy apologizes, and they recall their old opposition. Kyle explains he's put his former anger behind him. Victor taught him a few lessons the hard way. He's learned that happiness and trust all start with family. Now is the time for the Abbotts to stick together. Kyle knows that Billy got a raw deal from his mom and Victor and wishes him all the best. Even if it is with Phyllis, he adds, reminding him she was his mother-in-law. Billy is confident she's loyal to the bone. Kyle can concede that and wishes him the best again. Phyllis hurtles into the athletic club and practically pounces on her son, who can see she's in full form again. She says she's ready to brainstorm and to create the wow factor. He wonders how many coffees she's swallowed so far. She gushes about them soaring to bigger heights now that she doesn't have psychos after her. Her son wonders if she's really ready for this. Maybe she could use some time to center herself. Phyllis doesn't want to take a vacation just so she can listen to people mispronounce her name. She wants to take action, and she's so excited to have her son by her side. Clearly, he's a lot less excited. Daniel tells his mother it's nice to see her happy about something other than hellfire and retribution. He's sure the business could be exactly what she needs. It's ours, she insists, sure this is the best thing to get him out of his grief. Billy joins Daniel and Phyllis and backs her up, saying Abbott Communications is ground zero for something amazing. But he quickly gets the impression that Daniel may no longer be on board. Phyllis insists her son simply needs to get the lay of the land so he can figure out how to showcase his talents. Daniel admits he can't figure out what he wants to do about anything. He's feeling blocked. His mom wants them to brainstorm, but Daniel suggests they just shove him somewhere. Billy wants him to be a vital piece of the company, but Daniel doesn't know what to do next. Phyllis insists they are the dream team and starts cheering. Billy wants to have faith in this, but he's not loving this lack of passion or creativity. "I don't know if I'm ready for this," Daniel admits. He hates to disappoint his mom, but he can't move forward. After Daniel walks out, Billy admits he didn't expect things to go this way. Phyllis runs after her son as Sally enters. Billy tells Sally that it looks like the triad of Abbott Communications just blew up in his face. Daniel just told him he doesn't know what he wants. That makes sense to Sally, since he just lost the love of his life. Billy gets it, but Phyllis and Daniel are a package deal. If Daniel is gone, she may be too. Sally says that if she goes, he can move on to Plan B. Billy doesn't have one of those. She's shocked he doesn't give in that Phyllis is his partner and suggests he consider other options. Who else could he trust? The only person he can think of is Sally. She's driven and pushes the envelope. Sally is flattered, but her passion is in fashion. Marchettes is where her heart is. Billy would never want to pull her away from something she loves. She asks who else he trusts. He trusts Big Brother Jack, but he's busy. When she urges him to go it alone, he admits he needs a partner, so this isn't all about his ego. She agrees that the right partner is key. She'll admit that Phyllis is loyal and explains that she came to her with her concerns about Dumas. The redheads agreed that the mystery man cannot be trusted. In the park, Daniel tells Phyllis he can't see what she wants happening. He doesn't know what he wants in life or business. He just doesn't want to disappoint her. He thought that one day the feelings he has would pass, but they haven't. Phyllis knows a job can't replace what he lost, but she thought it could give him some focus. Her son has been putting all of energy into looking after Lucy and finding reasons not to face what he's feeling. Daniel hoped that time would make things better. Instead, it just seems to have opened up an abyss, and all his plans for the future are gone. Phyllis holds her son and tells him that having a place to go might be the first step to finding a purpose and focus for his life again. Maybe that could ease him out of his pain. Daniel believes the company could be amazing, but has a hard time seeing himself there. It seems like the universe is telling him that Abbott Communications won't help him dig himself out of his hole. "Where do we go?" she asks. Daniel says, "Not us. The company is for her. It's where she needs to be." He can see that it could heal her. Phyllis doesn't want to do it without him, but he urges her to dive in headfirst while he figures out his next chapter. Daniel drifts into crimson lights and over to the counter and orders a coffee. Spotting him, Tessa motions him over to her table and asks him for a clue to a crossword puzzle. He has the answer since he did it last night. They chat about crosswords until she notices he's down. Daniel confesses that it feels like his whole life has hit the brakes. It's been a dead stop out of the blue, and he doesn't know how to get back on track. Phyllis returns to the athletic club, where Billy and Sally are still seated on a sofa. He asks Phyllis what happened with her son. She'd like to speak to him privately, but he says he has no secrets from Sally. Phyllis explains that Daniel is not okay and she needs his help. Victoria and Nikki join Claire at Society. They crowd around Nikki's phone to look at all the latest photos sent by Christian and Nick in London. Victoria and Nikki are taken aback when Claire suddenly announces that Kyle has asked her to move in with him. Nikki concedes that it makes sense since it's hard for them to find time for each other. "To be honest, I think that it's too soon," Victoria declares. It's a life-changing choice, and she thinks it would be better to take things slowly so the relationship is on solid ground. Besides, Victor is on a rampage. and this would be like throwing gas on a fire. The best course is not to make it worse. Claire doesn't want to put her life on hold. Nikki chimes in to say that Claire and Kyle should do what feels right, regardless of how Victor feels. Victoria is shocked to hear her encouraging Claire to provoke Daddy. She's sure a provocation would be the best way to sabotage their relationship. They argue about what's best for Claire and how wrong Victor is. Nikki refuses to let Victor dictate how Claire lives her life. Claire taps her glass with spoon to get their attention. She says Kyle is willing to take the chance of setting Victor off. It may be naive of her, but she's still hoping that her grandfather will eventually be able to see what a good man Kyle is. Victoria points out that he already knows that, but it takes a backseat to his obsessive grudge against Jack. Claire is hoping Victor will eventually realize Kyle is not his father. Victoria warns it will never happen. Nikki argues that Claire shouldn't embolden Victor by doing what he wants. Claire's still hopeful and points out that he did come around to Cole. It took a long time, Victoria points out. Nikki warns Claire if she puts her romantic life on hold, she may lose Kyle. That's not something Claire considered. She has no idea what to do anymore. This is all infuriating for her mother. Victor did the same thing to her for years. How can he keep getting away with it? She wonders. It's wrong on every level. Nikki urges Claire to prove that Victor can't win every battle and defy him. Victoria warns it won't be easy, but she will be behind her. Claire hates the idea of upsetting her grandpa, but won't break up with Kyle for him. Especially since I'm falling in love with him, she lets slip out. Nikki is thrilled for her. Victoria asks if Kyle has admitted he loves her. She wants her happy, not hurt. Claire insists what they have is amazing, and she can't wait for what's next. Kyle wanders in as she declares that she now knows what she needs to do next. When he asks what that is, she says, "Not just me, we." The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates reveal the encounter between Billy Abbott and Aristotle Dumas could take a turn for the worse, potentially exposing some risky maneuvers. Recently, Victor Newman received information from Michael Baldwin, who suggested that this meeting between Aristotle and Billy is set to take place during the week of April 21 to 25. Billy Abbott is scheduled to meet with Aristotle Dumas, but in the world of soap operas, time can stretch out, meaning this encounter might not occur as soon as anticipated. Nevertheless, the key takeaway is that Victor suspects a trap has been laid for Billy, who might unwittingly walk right into it. While Billy believes he's about to confront the enigmatic figure behind this influential empire, he could be mistaken. Given the lengths Aristotle has gone to in order to safeguard his identity, he may not be ready to reveal himself to Billy just yet. This leaves a few possibilities for who Billy will actually face when they finally sit down together. It's possible that Aristotle could have someone impersonate him, but it's more likely that he will simply send a representative to handle matters on his behalf. This could potentially be Damien Kane, who is employed by Aristotle and remains in Genoa City. Regardless of the situation, Billy might feel frustrated if Aristotle fails to appear to manage his own affairs. Billy is on the brink of making a daring move to demonstrate his point, likely aimed at Sally Spectra, Phyllis Summers, and any skeptics of Aristotle. While Billy has his own reservations about the dubious Aristotle, he may choose to set those worries aside and pursue a more formal agreement. Billy might stubbornly hold his ground on this issue and could even find himself signing a document he regrets regarding this alliance. Nonetheless, Victor's forewarning about Billy getting caught in an Aristotle snare might indeed come to fruition. Additionally, Billy might come to regret not heeding the warnings from Sally and Phyllis, both of whom have expressed significant concerns about Aristotle and his hidden motives. Upcoming spoilers for the CBS soap indicate that Aristotle's true intentions will eventually come to light. So keep an eye out for the exciting developments ahead. Longtime The Young and the Restless fans will remember Eddie Cibrian for playing bad boy Matt Clark, who terrorized Sharon during the mid-1990s. And though it's been many years since he's appeared in daytime, the actor has stayed front and center in Hollywood and at the helm of his family. In fact, the proud father of two recently celebrated a huge milestone with his youngest son Jake. And holy cow is right. We couldn't believe just how much Jake looks like his dad did when he took on the Genoa City role at just 21. The first pic the actor posted gave fans a clear view of him and his mini-me at 18, dimples and all, followed by a throwback of them from years ago. If you haven't followed Cibrian since leaving the CBS show, he went on to play Cole on Sunset Beach and starred in numerous primetime series, including Third Watch, Invasion, CSI, Miami, and Rosewood. In 2009, he met his current wife, country sensation LeAnn Rimes, while playing opposite the singer in Lifetime's rendition of Nora Roberts' 2005 romantic suspense novel Northern Lights. It's the one thing Victor can't resist. On the April 21 episode of The Young and the Restless, Nikki urged Clare not to listen to Victor's opinions about Kyle. Victoria urged Clare to listen to Victor's opinions of Kyle. And Clare gushed that all she wants is to be with Kyle and to be happy, and she needs a very, very clever plan. A very, very clever plan worthy of a Newman. Nikki wanted Clare to let Victor know what it feels like not to get his way every time. Victoria wanted Clare to stand up to Victor too. Just, in a chiller way. But in the end, Clare wasn't raised by Nikki and Victoria. She was raised by Jordan. So she needs a Jordan-level crazy plan. The only thing Victor cares about more than this family, and always being right, and winning, and the Abbotts losing, and himself, are future members of his family. He can't resist a new heir. Look how he helped Chelsea get away with trying to kill Ray and frame Adam for it. Not because he loved Chelsea, but because she birthed Connor, a Newman. He puts up with Phyllis for the same reason. Heck, he hasn't squished Billy like a bug yet, because of Johnny and Katie, he claims anyway. So what could force Victor to accept Kyle? Why, a new little Newman, of course. Clare is Jordan's niece. She doesn't do small. She was bred to go big. So why wouldn't Clare deliberately get pregnant? Victor won't be able to object to Kyle then. And if he does, well, Clare will have no choice but to double down and threaten to get an abortion if Victor doesn't shape up. Would Victor risk losing a great-grandchild? It's the one thing that can make him behave. It's a big day full of decisions in Genoa City. The Young and the Restless recap for Monday, April 21, sees Clare rally Nikki and Victoria's support for Kyle against Victor. Plus, Daniel spirals as Phyllis scrambles, and Billy struggles to come up with Plan B. Will it be with Sally? At Crimson Lights, Billy and Kyle bonded over tiramisu lattes. Kyle asked his uncle when the big launch was happening, and Billy teased that he had a few new tricks up his sleeve. Kyle was impressed. The real surprise came when Billy admitted how strange it was to be on the same side again. Kyle said that he'd grown up and realized family matters most. He even wished Billy well, yes, even with Phyllis in the mix. Over breakfast at Society, Clare dropped a bombshell. Kyle asked her to move in. Nikki was shocked. Victoria wasn't too thrilled either. Clare explained that was why she invited them. She and Kyle had talked about it, and the option was still on the table. Victoria told her daughter to be cautious. Not only was it fast, but Victor wasn't on board. Nikki surprised everyone by encouraging Clare to do what's best for her. Victor be damned. That set off some mother-daughter sparring about Daddy and his notorious need for control. Clare tried to find middle ground, admitting she hoped Victor would one day see Kyle for who he really is. She pointed out he'd come around about Cole, so maybe there was hope. Nikki warned her not to hold her breath. Clare worried she could lose Kyle if she paused for Victor's approval. Nikki agreed. Victoria had finally had enough. She asked how long Victor could keep getting away with manipulating everyone and offered her support. Clare admitted she was falling in love with Kyle. Nikki smiled, but Victoria warned this was a big step. Claire was sure. Kyle showed up and asked what she needed to do. Not just me, we, she said, signaling her heart was all in. At the Genoa City Athletic Club, Phyllis was buzzing on caffeine and adrenaline. She slapped Daniel's knee, announcing they were finally free. Time to soar. Daniel thought she might need a minute to breathe, but she wasn't in the mood for scones and rest. Phyllis sensed something was wrong, and Daniel admitted it was a lot. At least she wasn't seeking revenge anymore, he noted. She claimed this fresh start was what they both needed. Billy joined and declared they were standing at ground zero for something amazing. He asked if Daniel was still in. Daniel couldn't answer. His mother and Billy kept pitching ideas, but he just rubbed his face. He didn't know what he wanted. His mom suggested brainstorming. He told Billy to place him wherever he fit. That didn't sit well. They wanted fire, not filler. Phyllis had faith, but Billy wanted drive and creativity. Daniel wasn't sure he had any left. He walked out, and Phyllis followed. Sally arrived, and Billy admitted the whole thing might have blown up. If Daniel left, Phyllis would likely follow. Sally suggested he'd need a plan B. Billy didn't have one. Why not? She asked. You're working with Phyllis. He asked her who else he could trust. You, he said. She was surprised, but Billy thought she'd be an incredible get. Sally wasn't sure since her heart was in fashion. Still, she knew that Billy understood he couldn't do it alone. Meanwhile, Phyllis caught up to Daniel at the Overlook. He apologized. He thought things would get easier, but they hadn't. He was stuck. She believed having something to focus on could give him purpose. He couldn't see a role for himself at the company and told her to stay on without him. Back at the GVAC, Phyllis returned. Billy asked how Daniel was doing. I need your help, she said. Clearly, the answer wasn't simple. At Crimson Lights, Daniel grabbed coffee and ran into Tessa. She invited him to sit. They chatted about crossword puzzles before she asked what was really going on. Daniel admitted his whole life felt stalled, and he had no idea how to get moving again. Kyle proves why he's not good at things. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Tuesday, April 22, suggest that Phyllis has gotten over her pesky kidnapping trauma as she falls back into old habits and finds a new archenemy to torture. Phyllis is all better. Phyllis really wanted her loved ones to feel sorry for her after her. She insisted she was fine. Really, she didn't need any help. She was terrific. Move on with your lives. Phyllis doesn't need your sympathy. She is a strong, independent woman. Don't worry about her, to Nicholas, Daniel, and Summer. The more she protested, the more they worried, until one day they actually believed her and did as Phyllis asked, leaving her alone. Now she needs to generate some new drama. Isn't it convenient that Phyllis is about to start working with Billy on his new company, and that Billy is currently living with Sally? Phyllis has never forgiven Sally for helping Summer land her dream job in Italy and abandoning her beloved mother. This is Phyllis' chance to make Sally pay. For Billy's sake, of course. Now that Victor has played and betrayed him yet again, Kyle has decided he's Team Abbott all the way. He and Jack have a plan to take down Victor, a plan Kyle shared with Victor's granddaughter, Clare. Because Kyle should not be trusted with the Jabot lunch order, much less any secret strategic plans, Kyle defended his actions to Jack. But when given the chance to do it again, will he double down? I and our star, Lily Brooks O'Brien, recently celebrated a special occasion. Lucy has gone through a rough time on The Young and the Restless, but things are going smoothly for her portrayer Lily Brooks O'Brien. Recently, the actress celebrated a special milestone. Like many celebs, O'Brien is active on social media. When the actress isn't promoting her music or other projects, she's documenting her social life. Recently, she shared a special moment with her fans. On April 3rd, the Lie and Our Star celebrated her 6-month anniversary with her boyfriend, Okoye. Like his girlfriend, Okoye is also a musician and model, and as seen by O'Brien's videos, a good dancer. The actress posted a sweet anniversary message on Instagram to commemorate the occasion. An avocado 6 months be my bestie at Akoya Music, O'Brien captioned the slideshow, which featured adorable photos and videos of the couple. The couple's affection continued in the comment section. "Love you," Akoya wrote on his girlfriend's post. O'Brien replied, "I love you." Fans were in awe of the couple's cuteness and sent them well wishes. "You guys make a cute couple. This is so sweet," wrote one follower. "Aw, so cute and heartwarming," another user replied. "Aw, congrats on 6 months," one commenter responded. "Love seeing you happy and living your best life, Lily," another follower wrote. As O'Brien's relationship continues to grow, her character Lucy appears to have found love too. During Lucy's visit in November, she told Phyllis she had a boyfriend named Scotty. Nothing is known about the boy except that Lucy met him while on tour with Danny. Perhaps the next time Lucy pops back into Genoa City, Scotty will be with her. Who knows what trouble the young couple will bring to the Romolotti family and to the teen scene. Dougie, is that really you? That's what a lot of daytime television fans can't help but wonder as the young and the restless alum Doug Davidson looks almost nothing like his former self. In fact, his appearance has drastically changed and a lot of people just can't put their finger on it. The actor, who was once best known for his role as Paul Williams on the hit CBS soap, shared a photo of himself on his social media and simply captioned it with, "Happy Easter." However, a lot of his fans and followers did comment about how they wouldn't be able to recognize Paul if they passed by him on the street. That's just how much he's changed since he's left the show. Not only that, but a lot of eagle-eyed fans also noticed that Paul had the tag of his jacket sticking out in the picture. Oops, someone didn't look in the mirror before he left the house. You'd think that the person taking the picture would have said something to him, right? Now, whether or not Doug would be willing to reprise his role as Paul Williams on The Young and the Restless anytime soon remains to be seen. Right now, it looks like the former soap star has nothing on his agenda, nor does he have any special projects lined up. As of press time, the actor has made it pretty clear that he's moved on and that he's not interested in taking a step back in his career when he could easily take a few steps forward. So far, Doug Davidson himself has not made any comments about the matter, but we will definitely update you with all of the latest details once they come in. Watch this space for more. The Young and the Restless airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. In the meantime, let us know what you think by leaving us a line with your thoughts in our comment section below. And as always, come back right here to Soap Spoiler for all of the latest news and updates on your favorite daytime television shows, including The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful General Hospital, and Days of Our Lives. In a dramatic twist that promises to shake the very foundations of Genoa City, The Young and the Restless teases an explosive storyline brewing overseas. Longtime fan favorite duo Sharon and Nick Newman have jetted off to London with their children Faith, Christian, and Noah. But what begins as a lighthearted family getaway quickly turns into a secret-laden turning point. As their bond rekindles under the foggy skies of England, back home, Victor Newman faces an ominous new threat that could destabilize his empire. According to The Young and the Restless spoilers, Sharon and Nick's journey to London was meant to be a wholesome family trip. But from the very start, the chemistry between the former flames began to simmer. Victoria Newman, always quick to pick up on emotional undercurrents, had mixed feelings about Nick's decision to take this trip with Sharon. Initially teasing her brother about needing a break from Sharon's emotional roller coaster, she quickly pivoted, hinting that perhaps Sharon was, in fact, Nick's destiny. For Sharon, the trip offered a much-needed reprieve from a traumatic year. still reeling from multiple kidnappings and emotional upheaval. This trip to London marks the first time in months she's felt like herself again. Gazing out over the misty London skyline from her hotel suite, Sharon finds herself drawn into the present moment, peaceful, reflective, and open to the possibilities of something more. Nick, too, is in a reflective space. As he joins Sharon by the window, there's an unmistakable tension, an electric undercurrent of something long buried but never forgotten. The laughter of Faith and Christian echoes down the hallway as they head off to explore the British Museum with Noah, leaving Sharon and Nick alone in their elegant suite. The golden light of the London evening casts long shadows as old feelings begin to stir. Could this be the beginning of a rekindled romance? Later that evening, with the kids out for dessert at a charming London cafe, Sharon and Nick share a quiet moment over an old photo album Noah brought along. Weddings, birthdays, poolside memories, it's a walk down memory lane that only deepens their connection. As they laugh and reminisce, the space between them grows smaller. A shared glance, a lingering touch, everything points toward a moment neither of them can resist. While viewers may not see this passionate encounter unfold on screen, Y&R is no stranger to a well-timed flashback. The implications of their London liaison could ripple through Genoa City, especially if Nick and Sharon choose to keep their encounter a secret or decide to embrace a new chapter in their storied relationship. Victoria's earlier premonition that this trip could change everything suddenly feels prophetic. Meanwhile, back in Genoa City, Victor Newman is on high alert. A chilling memory resurfaces, his fateful encounter years ago with a mysterious figure named Aristotle Dumas. While Victor dismissed the meeting at the time, new information suggests that Dumas, or someone using that identity, is positioning himself against Newman Enterprises. The identity of this shadowy character remains a mystery, but signs point to a formidable and cunning adversary. It's speculated that Aristotle may already be operating within Genoa City under a new guise. And what's more, he appears to have his sights set on more than just Newman Enterprises. Chancellor Winters Incorporated may also be part of his broader takeover scheme. Victor, ever the strategist, suspects that Billy Abbott may be a key pawn in this game. With his turbulent past and deep-rooted rivalry with Victor, Billy is an easy target for manipulation. Victor suspects that Aristotle, or the man pretending to be him, has approached Billy under false pretenses, intending to exploit his emotional vulnerabilities and resentment toward the Newman family. Adding fuel to the fire, legal eagle Michael Baldwin finds himself embroiled in the web. Though he's long viewed Victor as a father figure, Michael's allegiance may soon be tested as he uncovers more about Aristotle's intentions. If Chancellor Winters is truly in danger, Michael may be forced to choose between protecting Victor or navigating a much larger corporate conspiracy. Amidst all the romantic drama and corporate intrigue, there's a welcome return. Melissa Ordway, who portrays Abby Newman, has reappeared after a brief absence. Having been on recurring status for several months, Abby's return is a breath of fresh air for fans. Her visit to Victor's newly renovated ranch is heartfelt and timely. While her screen time has been limited, her presence is a reminder that family ties and familial loyalty may become more important than ever as tensions rise. As Sharon and Nick prepare to return from London, the question looms: will they come home with more than just souvenirs and memories? Will they reveal the truth about their deepening bond, or will they keep their secret under wraps, unsure of what the future holds? And while love may be blossoming across the pond, a storm is brewing back home. Victor's empire, long untouchable, now faces threats from within and without. If Aristotle Dumas is indeed the mastermind behind the looming corporate coup, then Genoa City is in for a dramatic shakeup.